Hello, hello. Oh man, I messed it up again. Flip, 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 flip. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. I have no idea. D-Bones and Earls. What's up, dog? Scott? All right. I think everything is moving. Trav said, let there be light. All right, you all. My bad. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. That was weird as hell. That was some weird shit going down on Facebook. Old Zuckerberg trying to get a brother. What's going on, you all? All right. We're going to wait for Dennis Robinson to join the chat. I laugh because I fucked his name up royally the last time. Black. That's funny. What's up? The Black Defender. Man, I need a black co-host, man. You interested? That'd be awesome. The Blazing and the Black Defender. That's a fucking comic book right there, brother. At the firehouse. Well, thanks for tuning in, Jay. I hope y'all don't make any runs while this little recording is going on. Dennis Richardson's in the house. Everybody say hello to Dennis Richardson, star of Botched Podcast. What's going on, you all? All right, I think everything is as good as it's going to get. As good as it's going to get here. I don't know what was going on with that. That was weird. It was just froze, and I was like this. I had this look on my face like this. That's what it was froze on my screen as. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? That's some bullshit. All right. Okay. All right. In the middle of editing. Shut up. So, like, in the middle of y'all recording, like, the wing dude showed up and, like, knocked on the door and fucked y'all's recording up. I don't care if you're talking to your mom. Is she delivering wings? She delivering wings to your house during a recording? She shouldn't be, Jason. Damn it. Oh, my God. Tristan, man, he's a trip, ain't he? That dude. Hey, at least you get him in the studio to record, right? If that's all Sam needed, I'd order the wings and I'd make him wings. Shit, fuck, I'd make him wings. All right, y'all, let's get this party started. Yeah, I know there's some people that in that podcasting group that I'm in. You had asked me, I don't know, they're not in here as of right now, but they've watched some past shows evidently because they've asked me some questions. Yeah, this is where, you know, this part right here, you will not hear on the iTunes version. It's just strictly live TV, motherfucker. Doing this live right now. Let people get into the chat room. We get settled in. We get your drink on, whatever you're gonna do, and then I'll actually hit record. And I'll actually tell you before I hit it. I use Reaper. Reaper's my software I use. I talked to the producer of our network, Mike Woodard, MikeOnTheMic.com. If you ever need a producer, he's fantastic. He does great sound work. He's made theme music for the Blazing Defender Report. If you guys have not listened to the iTunes version, you really need to, just for the first few seconds to hear Mike's great work. And he also did the Meatheads on Movies theme, which I absolutely love. So, yeah, I'll talk to Mike, and then I'll have a little break. I'll give him a marker, which is a spot on the audio that he sees that shows like this. Either I want this cut out or something happened in this frame right here that I need to edit or look at or put a stinger in or whatever. Mike knows about all that shit. So I actually tell him that. Now, for guys that do podcasts, that don't have a producer like I used to. And I think Dennis still does his own shit. He still edits his own stuff. God love you, man. Fuck that. I'd probably already quit if I had to do that. I wouldn't edit anything. Let's just put it that way. I don't anyway. But yeah, that's for you guys that don't have that. And also, I'm also want to talk about, man, I meant to put that in my notes. I'm also on an app called Anchor. Let me just write this down. Anchor. Anchor is an app for your iPhone or Android device. That sounded fucking gay. But it's like oh man, what's the Snapchat? Yeah, I couldn't think of it because I don't have it. Yeah. Poorly pretends, Jason. I poorly pretend to know what I'm doing. Anchor is like Snapchat for podcasters. Okay, and what I've used it for, I have no idea how to use it. I'll be honest. Dennis and I were at Dragon Con together, and we sat into a panel where they talked about Anchor, and you know what? I'm going to get into all that. I'll get into all that on the show because Anchor's pretty cool, and I want everybody to hear about it, the iTunes listener stuff. So we're going to start the show. Fuck it. We're going to start the show. My heart's racing again. Look, see? My heart's racing again. I'm starting to get palpitations, and I'm starting to fucking sweat. No, actually, I'm not. And that's the great thing about the weather changing here in Kentucky is like usually, like, even if I had the air conditioner, I had to turn the air conditioner off when I record. For people that podcast, be cognizant of that. If you're recording in an area with a fucking ceiling fan or a box fan or an air conditioner, or even if you're by a vent, I don't have... Dennis, I don't have any money for cocaine. I wish I could afford cocaine. Poor people do meth. That's what poor people do, and that's I dropped a little bit in some Black Rifle coffee. That's what I do is meth because I'm poor. These are all fake. But yeah, so if you're doing a podcast and you want to do a podcast, if you're by a register, like a vent register, like it's right behind your fucking head, and that thing kicks on like, you're gonna hear that, and it's gonna record, and it's gonna sound like shit. So just be cognizant of that. But now it's beautiful here, or I say beautiful, it's fall, so it's really cool in the, my upstairs studio. So it's all good. Yeah, no, let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, that's funny. All right, and I have to remember also for the people that are going to go back and watch this. The right currency, yeah. Well, evidently my dealer don't like the currency that I have then because he ain't with that. But yeah, so for people that are going to go back and watch this, and like they say, they want to know about podcasting. Like also that people have asked me about the Facebook Live. I actually had some people at Dragon Con ask me, what are you doing when I put my phone up? And I said, well, I do a Facebook Live recording of the show. And I love it when you guys talk. I mean, I love it. Even if you talk amongst yourself. 54 Debo, because 53, I already did 53. Yeah, 53 was, oh, you're right, Debo, you're right. It is 53. I already did notes. Is that right? Yep, you're right, Debo. Debo is my impromptu Fox producer. He didn't know it, but he is my producer. So yes, Debo, it is 53. I did some notes earlier, and I guess I put 53 in there when I went back to look to see what number it was. I thought, man, I'm already on 54. Man, this year's flying by anyway. Okay, yes, you are correct. It is 53. Let me change this in my notes. Thank you, Debo, sir. You are always a pleasure, a scholar and a gentleman. Okay, but if you do the Facebook Live thing, then, you know, like I got people in the chat, and I'm trying to read my notes, and I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say, and then I'm trying to read the chat in case there's something that comes across that I want to talk about on the air, unless Andrew's in the chat, and like anything that Andrew says, I do not listen to because he's a fucking troll. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's hard, because anybody can fucking do it, but it can be difficult. And like for you guys in the chat, if you say something I don't respond to it, I probably didn't see it, because like right now the only thing I see on there is Jason's, because my phone's sideways. I think if it's long ways you get to see more comments, but I had this wide angle because I'm wide, so I need a wide angle. No, I'm actually not wide at all. But yeah, I've got this, I want this shot like this so I don't see the comment. So when one comment comes up, the other one's gone. So I may not see it. So don't think that I'm not responding, unless you're Andrew, because I'm not. But that's the reason that I don't respond to everything. And I have to be cognizant, if you're doing an audio recording as well, you have to be cognizant to not like be having a conversation with somebody and then realize that the other people on the other end of the speaker, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So just be cognizant of that. I mean, like Jason said, like I pretend to know, I poorly pretend to know what I'm fucking doing. But it is something that I've kind of tried to get better at as I've done this. So 53 episodes, bitches. What? Nominee. What? That's how I roll. All right. What's up, Mike on the mic? MikeOnTheMic.com for anybody needs a producer. What's up, buddy? Hey, man, BDR 53 is coming at you. I had 54 now, but I was incorrect. So I want to thank Debo for helping me out with that. But yeah, hey, man, thanks for the turnaround time on this stuff. It's been pretty good. I know you thought, yeah, you were a couple days later than you usually are on the last episode, but it's all good, brother. I appreciate everything you do. And like I said, anybody needs a producer, this guy right here is the man. So with that, we're going to start the show. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of a 2017 Podcast Award nominee show. I don't know how that happened either. The Blazing Defender Report. What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Travis Jones. Welcome to the Blazing Defender Report this week. Happy Halloween Eve, I believe, right? So Thursday. Yes, happy Halloween Eve. I know people have been going to a lot of parties and stuff this Saturday. Dressed as your favorite superhero, superheroine, I'm sure. It should be a great time for everybody. I love Halloween. Halloween's like one of my favorite holidays. Me and my wife, we get pretty excited. We go to a big party and get dressed up and go the whole nine and all that. But yeah, guys, got a great show for you today. There wasn't a whole lot of movie news, but I got some cool stuff for you to talk about. We're going to talk about a possible Deathstroke movie in the works. We're going to talk about the Justice League runtime, and I've got some great comic book reviews for you. I got Batman the Merciless Deadly Class and 2 Wonder Woman books. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be reading a Wonder Woman book, how about, no, I went way too far. How about 2 years ago? How about a fucking year ago? How about 4 months ago? You'd have told me I would be buying 2 Wonder Woman books when they come out each week. I'd have told you you're fucking out of your mind. There's no way. I'm not wasting the money. I'll buy Archie or some shit. But yeah, Wonder Woman has been really good. We're going to get into that. And kind of a letdown. Aha! See? Cliffhanger! That's how this show works. We got cliffhangers on it. But no, there was some really good stuff. And I want to talk to you real quick about Anchor. Anchor is an app for your Apple device or Android. Yeah, I'm available to do commercial work too. It is available for those platforms. It's not like you can't do it on like your computer yet, which that would be really cool. But for anybody that's wanting to start a podcast, it's kind of like Snapchat minus the prostitution for podcasters. What it does is it allows you to record, I think it's like up to 3 minutes. It may be 4. I try to keep mine within 90 to 120 seconds. That's what I try to use mine as, and it's like really, really quick comic reviews. Like if you go to my iTunes page, my Anchor episodes are on there as well. And what you do is you keep your phone, you hit the record button, you talk, it saves it. You can choose to upload it, or you can choose to disregard it. If you choose just to keep it and not upload it to your iTunes page or whatever, then it will just disappear in 24 hours. So it's pretty cool. I dig it. yeah, I dig it. It's pretty neat. And I really keep my reviews real short. And as you guys know, I'm not your average interviewer. Like, I don't, I'm not like, oh, this inker, he just brought life to the book and it gave it such scope and resounding energy. I don't do that. That's not my goal. My goal is to get you excited enough about these books where you want to go out and check them out for yourself. That's my whole goal, guys. I'm buying them anyway, so how about I just tell you what I like and you can figure it out for yourself. But on Anchor, I get into a lot more on the show, obviously, but on Anchor, in those Anchor episodes, they're really quick, 90 seconds. Oh, you want to know what I thought about Mace Windu this week? Boom, my 90-second review of Mace Windu number 3. That's what it says. And then there'll be an episode on there for the week. So like if I do 5 books, there'll be 5 90-second reviews with a little music in between, because you can do that. You can put these little music tracks in there in between each episode. Like there's a backspin and like a dude that sounds like he took a shit. I don't know. It's kind of funny, so I put it in there. So in between each episode, there's those. Check them out. Go to my iTunes page, Blaze Defender Report on iTunes, and you'll see them down there, the Anchor episodes. It's pretty cool, and it's a lot shorter. So, like, people have said, man, I looked at your shows, and they're like an hour plus. You know, I know that's a commitment. Trust me, I know it's a commitment. So I thought, man, how can I use this Anchor as another form of media to help push this show? This is my show, right? So I thought, well, hey, if you dig Anchor and you're not doing nothing on a Thursday night or Friday night, check it out, man, right? Okay, so we'll get into it. See a lot of people in the chat. Hello. For all you guys listening on iTunes, I do a Facebook live recording of this show. And right now, I've got several people in the chat. It's really cool. Guys, again, if you say something and I don't actually see it, it's because it's went away. Like, right now it says Carl Dodge is watching. See, like, the comment above that's already gone. So I can't see it. So don't think I'm not responding. I do try to look up. But between my notes and my books and watching my audio, it gets kind of confusing. So, and I don't need to be any more confused than I already am. But no, thank you guys all for joining in. It's really, really cool. I'm excited about the show, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But first, before I do all that, guys, I was talking in the chat earlier before I started the auto recording, because I like to talk to people that join in before I start the audio. We were talking about the weather here in Louisville, Kentucky. It's changed, okay? And like my studio's upstairs, and without my air conditioner running, which I can't do as I'm recording because it sounds like shit, it gets hot up here. Like, it feels good for like the first 30 minutes, and then after my coffee kicks in, I start reading some books, I start getting amped up, I start sweating, and it sucks. Like, I'll be in the middle of something, I just, sweat's like in the back of my legs. I'm like, God damn it, I hate that shit. But anyway, so yeah, the weather has changed here. And you know what that means? Christmas time is coming. I know, I don't want to hear it either, but Christmas time is coming. Okay, I'm going to hook you up. Now, why don't adults like Christmas? What'd you say? Yes, somebody said it. You are correct. The hustle and bustle, it sucks. You got to buy for people. You got to buy for little kids you don't even fucking know. They're probably little shits anyway. And you might be buying some for some adults you don't even really like. Maybe you got a boss at work that you got to get him something, but you really don't know what to get him, and you don't want to spend a lot of money because he's a dick. All right, now let's go on the other side. I like to stay positive on the show as much as I can. Say you really dig this dude. Say he's a great boss. And say you got some people you work with that you really like, and there's some kids that are just super, and you don't even know whose parents they are, and you just want to buy them something. I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to make this hustle and bustle a little bit easier, and I'm going to save you some money while you do it. Huh? You thought you was going to get a bunch of nerd shit. I'm about to hook you up. All right. Collector Zone. Boom! Right there. Whoop. Yeah. Whoop. Whoop. All right. Collector Zone. CollectorZone.com. Please check Collector Zone out. Go to Collector Zone. They are your one-stop shop for Funko Pops. What are Funko Pops? Well, so funny you would ask. I just happen to have a couple. And the ones I got, you're not getting because they're hard to find. But like this one here, Captain America, and that is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I got a 75th year anniversary cap here. I've got a toy convention, 2017 Funko Toy Convention collector's pop cap. I'm a big Captain America fan. You get it? Yeah. Okay. So I buy cap pops. I got some Thor, Hulk, Ragnarok pops over here to my left. You can't see them yet. But I've got, you know, like, if you'd have told me that I'd be buying Funko Pops, I'd have been like, you're out of your mind. But the ones that I like, I'm fans of Captain America. I'm fans of Batman. I'm fans of Supernatural. I'm fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Stranger Things. Metallica. Let's see. Maybe you're a Donald Trump fan. Maybe you're a Hillary Clinton fan. They have a Funko Pop, guys. They have a Funko Pop. If you go to CollectorZone.com and you don't find a Funko Pop you're looking for, that's the great thing about these guys is you can reach out to them. You can ask them to look for you something, and they're going to help you find it. All right? Now, not only are they cool like that, they're cool with me. Therefore, you being cool with me. See how this all works? See how it all works? Hey, Debo, what do we say, baby? You got to love each other, right? Don't we say that? I'm going to give you some love right now. Collector Zone's going to give you some love, too. When you go to the checkout page, there's going to be a coupon code box. Insert CONTRAVIS, CONTRAVIS. CONTRAVIS, because I go to comic conventions and stuff. They call me CONTRAVIS. CONTRAVIS, and you're going to save 15% off your entire order. 15% off your entire order. Not some bullshit 5% that ain't worth typing in the code for. Not some bullshit 10% tax that you don't even see it. 15% is legit, y'all. 15% is legit. Especially if you're buying 4 or 5 of these things. They're around $10, $12 a piece sometimes a little more. Sometimes you may find them less. They have clearance sales and everything on here. And if you're looking for a great podcast to watch, they also have a cool little banner with yours truly on it. So that's pretty cool. Those guys, I know Marcos, he's usually in the chat. He's a state inspector in the state of Michigan. So he's a federal inspector, or I'm sorry, state inspector. So if he's not in the chat right now, it's because he's working today. But he's a fantastic guy. I talk to him all the time. And he's a great, he's a collector. And so therefore he knows. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not just, call Sideshow. Call Sideshow Toys and say, hey man, I'm looking for this. And just let me know if you ever get a response back. Because you won't. I'm telling you right now, you won't. So those guys are fantastic. CollectorZone.com, CONTRAVIS, save some money for Christmas. These make great stocking stuffers. You could get like 2 or 3 of these in a pretty good size stocking. So check those out. You're going to love it. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about. Oh, yeah, I got to talk about this. I want to welcome a new partner to the show, The Zone Comic Shop on Hubbard's Lane. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, this is where you need to go to be buying your comic books. And you're going, why, Blazing Defender? Why should I go there? Out of all the comic shops in Louisville right now, why should I go to The Zone? I'm going to tell you why. A, I fucking told you to go. So, therefore, you need no other reason. But in case you're stubborn, I know some of you in the chat, you are, this is why. He has big sales all the time. He just had a big sale for October last Saturday. This Saturday, he's doing a big Halloween sale. 40% off back issues. 50% off trade paperbacks. 20% off toys. 20% off premium back issues. Like, these are like high dollar books. And if you can get 20% off a high dollar book, that's a great price. And let me tell you about Dan, the owner. When you go in, smack Dan in the face and tell him the Blazing Defender sent you. That's how cool Dan is. Dan ain't going to do shit. Dan just going to sit there. No, Dan's great. He's a big nerd like us. If you ever want to talk geek with somebody, go in there and just talk to Dan. Dan's got some great theories on stuff. He's a fan of Star Wars, of all the comic books. He's a big toy guy. I mean, he's just a big kid, like just about everybody that's watching. granted, I'm sorry, I was looking at the chat. As I said earlier, sometimes I'm like a squirrel, and I'm like, what they say in the chat? And I don't say anything for a minute. I'm not lost in thought, which typically I am when I don't say anything. But I am trying to read the chat and trying to keep those guys engaged, which they do a pretty good job engaging themselves, actually. So, yeah, check out The Zone on Hubbard's Lane if you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area. It's a fantastic comic shop. Dan and I are going to be doing more promotions. I'm going to be doing some live stuff from his show coming very, very soon. So you're going to want to check that out. That's going to be fun. We just got to figure out when we want to do it. And no, Dan, you cannot co-host. You cannot co-host. Okay. And another partner that I want to talk about is Black Rifle Coffee, veteran owned. These guys, they have a goal to hire 10,000 veterans. Let's make that happen. They're a small company. It's some of the freshest, best coffee you're going to get, man. They're based out of Utah. Murdered Out and Blackbeard's Delight. They are fantastic. Blackbeard's Delight's in here right now. It's so good. Oh my God, it's amazing. Whether you French press it or run it through a cheap-ass Mr. Coffee, doesn't make any difference. It's great stuff. Join their coffee club today. Veteran10 for your coupon code. Veteran10 is going to save you 10%. And it's already a really, really good, a reasonable price product if you join the coffee club. Free shipping and a really, really good price. And they've got great gear too. So check out their gear, their t-shirts and all that. All right. Last plug. I promise. Hey, but do they really feel like plugs? You know, I hate listening to podcasts where it's like, go to John's Tailor and get a suit to wear to prom. You know, no, fuck that. You know, I don't do that shit. But then my last plug, and this is probably, even though I don't get paid by these guys, it's probably my most heartfelt plug, and that is I want to say I'm a proud member of the Giant Size Team Up Network. The Giant Size Team Up Network took me in, took a rough redneck podcaster and put as much polish on them as they could. Thank you guys. I owe a lot to you guys. It means a lot to me that I'm a part of your network. 4 shows nominated for 2017 Podcasting Awards this year. This show, of course, right? Yeah, right. Breaking the Panel, Botch, the D&D podcast, which I know Dennis is in the chat right now. Dennis is the leader, the ringleader of that troop of goofs on Botched. That's fantastic podcast that I listen to. I try to listen to every week. It's a bunch of guys that get drunk and play the 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Am I right, Dennis? I believe I'm right. Dennis, plug your show. Plug your show in the group, man. It's fantastic. Pokemon Go, which I'm not a Pokemon player, but if I was, I would listen to this show. Pokemon Joe, I met at DragonCon. He's a fantastic guy. It's a great show. And a new show of ours, an Australian-based show. That wasn't Australian at all, was it? I don't even know what that was. That was like a retarded redneck was what that was. I don't know. I'm not doing that again. But Toy Power, these guys are based out of Australia. They talk about vintage toys and stuff. It's really cool. I've only listened to 1 episode, but it's really, really cool, really cool stuff. There you go, Dennis. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and Dennis and them have really cool shirts. Really cool shirts. But Dennis, let me tell you this. You need a shirt that has Botched up top, because I can't wear one on the air because Botched is too low. It looks like I don't know. It looks like 2 yellow penises coming up out of the camera, and I can't do that, right? Yeah, well, fuck it. Yeah, I can. I'll wear it next week. But yeah, check out those. If you like this show and you like nerd stuff, man, please check it out. Paul Klein's the best shirts if you're fat. Hey, Paul. Hey, man, my shirts, I got big shirts too. Hey, Blazing Defender shirts. There's going to be a new order coming around soon. If you didn't get a Blazing Defender shirt the first go around, please email me. Let me know in a group message or something on Facebook so I can get you in on this next order. There's going to be some camouflage ones. It's going to be really cool stuff, man. Like, I'm putting the logo on the back, on the front of the shirt. It's going to be really cool. So you're going to want to check those shirts out, all right? All right, enough of the bullshit. Let's talk about some movie news real quick. There wasn't a whole lot, and I'm going to say I looked at some stuff, and I'm not going to tell you all the shit that happened, but I do want to tell you some of the stuff that I thought was interesting, or maybe Yes, Jason, you do have one. Jason was wanting to know if he had a shirt. I do have a shirt for you. It's still in the back of my truck in the box, actually. So, yes, I do have it. Some of the movie news that I found, I had a reaction to. Like, when I listened to it and, like, I read the article, you know, people can sway you on how they write an article. There's no such thing as unbiased reporting anymore. So, when I read something, I'm kind of like, yeah, that's bullshit. You know, so I'll just go ahead and tell you the movie news and tell you what I thought about it. They're talking about projected Justice League box office to surpass Wonder Woman's opening weekend. Okay? Justice League is projected at 110 to 120 million opening weekend, which would beat Wonder Woman's 103. All right? Is this surprising to anybody? Like, why is that news? Okay, I mean, if I was Googling it and, like, searching for it, I could see it. But it's, like, on every Loop or Comic Resources, IGN. This doesn't mean it's going to be a better movie than Wonder Woman. And guess what, y'all? Wonder Woman's in Justice League. And from what I understand, she was a big part of the reshoots. All the millions of dollars of reshoots that they had when Joss Whedon came on board. Wonder Woman was a big part of that. They're going to try to cash in on her popularity. Why wouldn't you? So it's not a big deal. It's, you know, just be good. Just be good, Justice League. DC needs another win. And from all reports, I don't know if this is going to be it or not. I'm excited. I bought my tickets today. So I hope I'm projected in that 110 to 120 million. But yeah, I'm going to go see it and I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm a huge Justice League fan. Huge Batman fan, huge Superman fan. Aquaman looks fantastic. And I like The Flash. And I know, just hold your shit throwing. Hold your shit throwing. Before you bunch of monkeys start throwing poo at the screen, let me just say, I am not excited about his uniform. I think his uniform looks stupid. I think it looks clunky. It doesn't look aerodynamic. He's the Flash. He should be a lot more aerodynamic, a lot more aero-streamed, I think. Okay? And I think a lot of other people do too. But I love this take on Barry Allen. This awkward, weird Barry Allen. It's not the cool, good-looking kid we have on the CW, Gustafson or whatever his name is. It's not that guy. That guy, to me, does not represent Barry Allen at all. He's not a nerd. He's not socially awkward. He's, you know, but he's a great character. And for that TV show, I think he does a great job. I love that TV show. But I love the take of this kid. He's just, you know, like he tells Bruce, I'm in. And Bruce is like, you are, like, very quickly. And he's like, yeah, I need friends. You know, so, and he has a second favorite chair. Who the fuck has a second favorite chair? He's like Sheldon Cooper with superpowers. What could be better than that? Nothing. So I'm really excited about The Flash. Even though I don't like his look, they will fix that, guys. If this iteration of Justice League goes forward, and if you caught my last show and my crackpot theories I have about movies that are coming up, I don't know if these people are going forward with the new DC universe that's about to be rebooted. Check out last show if you want to know more about that. They'll change his suit. They're going to get the costumes right, guys. That's the easiest thing to get right, okay? The Bat Oakleys will be gone, and maybe we'll get a black Superman suit, and Flash is going to have a more aerodynamic shape. So, not a big deal. Now, segueing into the Justice League is the runtime. It's the shortest DC movie ever. Well, dude, it's 2 minutes shorter than Suicide Squad was. Even though projected, while Zack was still ahead of it, it was almost going to be 3 hours. So we went from a 3-hour movie in the Justice League to 1 hour and 21 minutes. Is it 21 minutes? I believe it is. 121 minutes, yes. So, what does that mean? Okay, I'm going to tell you what that means. I have no idea. No, it means they trimmed a lot of fat. Joss went in there and trimmed a lot of stuff out that he didn't feel like was needed. But this is the question that I have. if you trimmed almost an hour or more out of this movie, which it was an uncut film when Josh got it, so I get it, okay? There was probably a lot of stuff that needed to be cut out, but that's a lot to cut out, and almost an hour and a half, a little more than an hour and a half, right? So, and you added a lot of reshoots, Wonder Woman heavy, okay? What kind of movie are we getting here? I don't know. So, you know, is that a big deal? Yeah, this news is kind of a big deal because of what it could mean in the overall picture of this film and the overall concept of this film. Hey, don't talk shit about Joss Whedon. I will wear a motherfucker out because Joss Whedon is my fucking hero. Ask Charles McFall. That's how we met. Was a guest on his show and From the Helicarrier was dogging Joss Whedon. And I don't reach out to anybody on Facebook. Like, I don't make my opinion known. My mom always said opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one and they all stink. No truer words were ever said. So why am I going to reach out to somebody and give them my opinion? Well, I felt so strongly about what this chick said on the FTH, I had to let Charles know that I totally disagree and you should disagree for even having her on your show. So it led to an exchange between me and Charles that didn't go so well for me. But that's why I'm sitting here right now as part of the Giant Size Team Up Network. It's a long story, but, you know, hey, internet's a great place. But don't talk no shit about Joss Whedon. That's the point of my story. He's a fantastic storyteller. Okay? Yeah, we eat opinions now, Grandpa. You're right. It's true. We do. And trust me, I was in the hospital this morning with my wife, and there was an old couple beside me. Okay? This is, for you guys listening, this was something that happened in the chat now. They were talking about calling me Grandpa. And there was this older couple beside me, and they were like, as you get older, don't you care less about shit? Trust me, when I go to the gym and I see all the naked old dudes running around with no towel on, I'm like, holy shit, you're so old you don't give a fuck anymore about covering yourself. Like, I don't want to see that, Grandpa, or great-grandpa. I don't want to see that shit. They don't care, right? Well, man, this couple beside me, they had opinions about everybody and everything. And I told my wife, please, God, shoot me in the head before I become that judgmental. If I'm old and judgmental, kick me in the head, dump me out of my wheelchair or downstairs. I don't care. I don't want to be around anymore because I don't want to be that way. But yeah, Justice League does have me worried. But again, I'm a fan. I do not want this movie to fail. If anybody's a fan of this genre, it's never good to have a comic book movie fail. Suicide Squad, I was excited about, and it was awful, beyond awful. Like, DC Studios, even though this picture almost made $1 billion, mind you, like it was around 900 million worldwide, it can't have too many movies like that, or it will decline, that studio will go under. So I'm really hoping that DC gets it together, and I hope it starts with Justice League, I really do. I hope Joss comes in and saves it. All right? All right. Okay, this is the news that I'm most excited about. It's not even like big news, but I'm pretty excited about it. All right? Garth Evans, director of The Raid. If you haven't seen The Raid, fantastic action flick. And it doesn't have a bad story either. So it is amazing. And I have to respond to somebody in the chat real quick. Casey Strauss just said, you mean Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad? Yes, I do. And you can win all the awards you want to for soundtrack, for lighting, for costume design. You can do all that shit you want to. Your story sucks like that did, and those characters and actors sucked like they all did, you can have it. There's a lot of Academy Award-winning pictures that no one's ever seen, and when they do watch them, they're mad at themselves because they'll never get that 2.5 hours back. Academy Award aside, Suicide Squad was awful. And I'm pretty sure you agree with that, Casey. I know you. Casey's been a co-host on the show, so yes. I know Casey did not like Suicide Squad. But anyway, this is the movie. The Raid director wants to do a Deathstroke movie with Joe Manganiello. Now, when I heard Joe Manganiello was going to be cast as Deathstroke in the Batman movie, dude, I mean, you want to talk about insert boner sound, whatever that is, doing or whatever it is. Mike, feel free to stinger that if you want. That's exactly what I had. I was like, oh my God, you know, I love Deathstroke. He's like one of my favorite DC villains or anti-heroes, whatever you want to call him. Him against the Batman, oh my God. Yes, make that happen. Well, then that went to shit, as we all know. So now this Garth Evans guy, who's obviously has incredible action chops, wants to do a standalone movie with Manganiello as Deathstroke. So excited for this. Please, please, please make this happen. I would be, I mean, yeah, throw my money. Yeah, you can have all my money. That sounds fantastic. Joe Manganiello is excited. He reminds me of John Barenthal when Barenthal was cast as the Punisher. He embraced that character. Like, Manganiello was reading all the Deathstroke comic books he could because he wasn't familiar with the character, but he was excited and he wanted to give people the best possible performance he could for this character. Do it right, do it justice, as he said. And this is the guy, this is the kind of people you want, man. When you cast, you know, I'm sure there's a CEO of a studio somewhere that's watching this show. So if you are, that's the kind of people that you need to hire when you're thinking about this casting. You want people to embrace this shit. Brie Olson, who's going to be, no, is it Brie Olson? Jason, Brie, what is it? Brie Olson's the porn star, and I do this to her name, Brie Larson. Yes, thank you. Brie Larson is one of these actresses that has embraced the mantle of Captain Marvel. So, I mean, she's like wearing Captain Marvel shirts and shit around town to the gym and everything. It's really, really cool. So these are the kind of people you fucking want, man. So be cognizant of that when you're doing that shit. All right, just real quick, a tidbit. James Mangold, which is a fantastic last name, mind you. James Mangold is doing the script, or working on the script for X-23. I'm really excited that they're going to go on with this character, the X-23 from Logan. I can't remember the actress's name, but she was fantastic, the little girl. And we all thought if they did an X-23 movie, if she was going to be an adult. Well, that's not the case. They're going to use her again, from what Mangold had said. So let's hope they greenlight this and we get to see it next year. That would be fantastic. On a side note, since it is Halloween weekend, I want to tell everybody about a great movie I found on Netflix. All right, The Babysitter. If you have Netflix, I'm sure it's in the trending spot. Netflix has been trying to make me watch this movie for the last couple weeks. I'm like, what is this? It's got like this hot cheerleader chick on the cover, you know. She's kind of like this. Like, that's my hot cheerleader pose. You know, like duck lips. But she's hot. She's not the star, by the way. She is not the star of the movie at all. There's another hot chick that's a star. I'm not sure why the Netflix went with that image. But anyway, it's a great, like, Hollywood, Halloween, scary, funny movie. Don't go in with a lot of expectations, but Mick G is the director. Mick G's done a lot of cool stuff. I've always liked Mick G. He's a big influence on the Supernatural series that I love and I'm a big fan of. He's kind of been with them since day one. He's did one of the Terminator movies. I can't remember. It wasn't Genesis. I think it was the one before that with Christian Bale. I thought that was a good Terminator movie. He's did the Charlie's Angels movies. He's did a lot of stuff that I've really liked. Check this movie out, man. This kid, this small kid that they have, that is the kid that gets babysitted, he's fantastic. The babysitter, the girl that plays the babysitter, she's fantastic. It's just funny. Ronnie Amell, Stephen Amell's brother's in it. He's never really did anything that I've liked, but he's a awesome psychopath. He plays like he's the quarterback of the high school football team, and he's a psychopath. And he's funny and likable. Everything you want in a psychopath, right? So, yeah. So check that out. The Babysitter on Netflix. It's really good, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to really like it. All right. That's it for the movies news. Comic book reviews for the week. All right. All right. Where's it at? Here, I'll show it to you. Because that's the kind of dude I am. I'm just cool like that. All right. Wonder Woman and Conan #2. Now, check that cover out. Them motherfuckers is about to get eaten up by the big shark. All right. Gail Simone is a fantastic Wonder Woman writer. The first issue of this that I read, that I reviewed on the show, I gave a really high score to. Kenny, it really got me excited. Like, just this story she was telling with Conan meeting this woman that he thought he had this connection with from his past. We know this woman is Diana, our Wonder Woman. How she got in Conan age, we don't know yet. She doesn't know yet. She didn't know who she is. She can't fly. She still has her strength and her warrior spirit, but she didn't have her invulnerability, her strength, her ability to fly. She didn't have any of that. So Conan finds her. He thinks it reminds him of this small girl that he grew up with, that he met when he was younger, and he was infatuated with this girl. Well, he kind of thinks it's her. Now, great first issue. This is how comic books go sometimes. This issue here is not so good. And what has happened is I don't know, they're trying to make this huge spectacle, this huge adventure. And it just really falls short. It's choppy. They go from one extreme to another really quickly without a lot of story behind it. Conan and Wonder Woman, they don't trust each other for some reason. Even though Conan thinks it's this girl, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But now we're starting to get more of the story and find out that maybe this young girl that Conan thinks Diana is, she's not. Okay? I was hoping it was going to be like in some way, the Amazons went back in time to trade with these Chimerians, and like it was her. Doesn't look like that's the way it's going to play out. Now, I don't know yet. This is only the second issue. But the art is really good. Lopresti, who I'm not real familiar with, he does a great job of drawing Conan and Wonder Woman. There's a great spread shot of Conan and Wonder Woman who actually have to fight each other in the pit, in the gladiatorial pit where Conan found her. And then there's this kid that's been following around. What is his deal? Like, what is he doing? Like, I don't know what his whole purpose was. Like, you've got this kid in the first issue that's following Conan, and then he's like there to save him, but then the guy that runs the gladiatory arena, I can't remember what they're called back in those times, but not the Ludus, is that what they call him? I can't remember what he's called. But anyway, he finds the kid immediately, and it's like, well, what was that about? And you've got these two gods that are playing tricks. Like, one god has chose Conan as a champion, the other god has chosen Wonder Woman. That's how she got there. But we're not sure what gods they are. They take the form of ravens, which I know in the Marvel Universe, in Norse mythology, it was the ravens were for Odin. Odin had the ravens that he used. Can't remember their names, but he would use them to spy on things. So not a good outing for this one for me. The first one was so good, but the action's good, the art's good. I'm sticking with it because I like Gail Simone, so I'm giving it a 6. Sorry, Gail, you kind of blew that one, but I'm gonna stick with it. Hopefully, it'll be better next time around. All right, next book is Batman the Merciless. Now, this is another Wonder Woman tie-in, so to speak. This is from the Dark Knight's Metal storyline that Scott Snyder's doing. These one-shots, they're talking about the Dark Knights from the Dark Multiverse that have invaded our DC universe, okay? Our DC universe, for anybody that gives a shit, is Earth Zero. DC universe is Earth Zero. If you see anything else that says Earth 32, Earth 65, whatever it may be, that is not our DC universe, okay, that we reside in. So all these metal tie-ins are giving you origin stories of the Dark Knights that have been amassed to come and take over Earth Zero. Okay? So in this one, you have an Earth, a dark universe, where Batman has basically lost, like him and Wonder Woman are lovers. And he's lost her because of Ares. Ares has warred on everyone. He's donned this magical helmet, and Ares has taken over everything. And basically, the only way that he got the helmet off was Wonder Woman had to give her life. Now, that's all we know because that's all they've shown us. So Batman, just being wrecked with grief and not knowing what else to do, puts on Ares' helmet. Now, this is the kicker. If you put on Ares' helmet, you are corrupted by wanting war. Ares is the god of fucking war, right? So he puts on this helmet and he is consumed by war. Now, think about our Batman, our Bruce Wayne, endowed with the power of Ares. This is how you get Batman the Merciless. And he is wrecked shop. Now, the Batman that laughs, the Batman that has come and brought all these Dark Knights together to invade our universe. And if you don't know his story yet, I'm waiting. I'm waiting because I know his story because Scott Snyder, friend of the show, he told us how this Batman, this Dark Knight came to be. And it's the best story. Now, I loved this origin story. This may be the best one for me because you got great action. You've got this badass Batman who's fighting with the fact that how I used to do things, me as in Batman, how I used to do things, I was so wrong. Not killing people, not taking control of what I could have done. This was wrong. I was wrong all those years. How could I have been so wrong? I know Diana would want me to reason with these people and find out more, but she was wrong. And it's like he's having this internal struggle with himself because of the helmet. All right? Then at the end of this story, you find out that it wasn't the helmet that made him do this crazy shit. It was something else. And I never try to spoil the big spoil at the end, the big spoiler at the end, because that's what makes reading comic books so awesome. Is you're turning the page, you're engrossed in what's going on, and then boom, you get smacked in the face with the next page. And then there's a word balloon that drops the bomb on your ass. And you're like, oh my God. That's kind of the way this was for me in the last couple pages. I was like, because honestly, the art is fantastic. Manapui is a fantastic artist. And that's another thing that sets this origin apart from the rest is his artwork. Man, you have this scope and this anger and this sense of urgency in this book because of his artwork. It's when a writer and artist really get it together and they really get firing all cylinders together, you get gold, man. And that's what this book was. Fantastic, fantastic book. Batman the Merciless, I give what did I give it? Where's it at? I give it an 8.6. This was my favorite of the metal tie-ins so far. It's really cool. And how he gets the Wonder Woman on his armor, that right there, guys, that's the kicker, man. So check it out, Batman the Merciless, #1. I don't know if I showed you the cover or not. It's one of those metal covers, so it's kind of got that gloss on it. It's pretty cool. But check that shit out, man. It's really, really good. Okay. Now, yeah, I'm gonna do this one. Deadly Class. Let me tell you about Deadly Class. And if you can see that cover, what does that look like? Can you see that? Let me put it over here. Let me see. That's a bunch of kids basically high on drugs, kind of having a drug party. And that's what this book's about, really. This issue, not the whole thing. Deadly Class is about the Dominion School for Assassins. Set back in the 80s. Think about the Yakuza, the Italians, ISIS, the CIA. Think about all these groups that have assassins. Well, where do they learn this shit at? They go to school, dumbass. The Dominion School for Assassins is where all these kids go. I mean, you've got kids from Germany, Russia, from all these different crime families. You've got rednecks like hillbillies from Kentucky that are sending these kids on. Yes, the Dixie Mob. Yeah, Casey, I assume you read Deadly Class. Man, I love it. Rick Remender does a fantastic job on this book. And you've got all these different characters. It's such a diverse group of kids. You've got black kids from Nigeria. You've got rednecks from Kentucky. You've got this metalhead. His name's Helmut from Germany. And it's high school drama, but everybody's trying to kill each other. And then you've got kids that you thought were dead that aren't dead. They're hiding out. It's madness. It's crazy. So our group of kids now, okay, they get to Mexico because they've been ran out of the Dominion School because of some bullshit. All right, it's all on the other issues. Okay, I'm dealing with this issue here. So basically, they're in Mexico. They find these two other students that everybody thought was dead that aren't. Okay, and they thought they could find refuge with these kids. They do. And basically, man, they're blowing off steam this issue. They're blowing off steam. They get ecstasy that is cut with heroin. You got kids banging that, really wouldn't even really talk to each other in any other life. But because of this setting, they're like, man, we might die tomorrow. And they're on ecstasy. So what the hell? But it's funny, it's action-packed, and the characters, everybody is so individualized and different. The artwork's fantastic, and the 80s theme. If you like Stranger Things and everything that's like 80s related, you're going to love this. I mean, they still have cassette decks and the neon and the dress and the skateboarding. I mean, it's very 80s. It's just such a good book. I highly recommend anybody. But start at issue 1, okay? And I know I reviewed this issue, and the issue's fantastic. And if you were to read, not know anything about these characters and read this, this is the beauty of this book. You want to know more. I want to know more about Helmut. I want to know more about Sansa. I want to know more about the Dixie Mob. I want to know more about these characters. How do you do that? You got to go back and you read more. So that's the beauty of a great comic book, a great story. Deadly Class, always fantastic. For the last 2 years, and this year as well, it will be in my top comics of 2017. I don't see that changing as long as Remender's on this book. He's that good. How many issues in? That's a good question. That's a good question, Jason. I usually tell you the issue that I reviewed, and I did not. 31. So 31, and Jason, if you're new to comic books, you can get a yes, Casey's right. I didn't want to spoil it, Casey, but yeah, there's so much shit that happens, and there's a kid's face that actually gets melted in this book. I mean, the violence in this book is fucking grade A, top notch. I mean, great violence, and there's sex and drugs. I mean, come on, there's 3. It's a 3-star book. Already, guys, you haven't even read it yet. It's 3 stars. But no, trade paperbacks are great for this. And Jason, I know you live in the Louisville area. The Zone Comic Shop is a great place to go. Saturday, they had 50% off all their trade paperbacks. So you could get the first 2 trade paperbacks, the big thick ones that have like 15 issues in them. You can get that for a very good price. I don't know what it would cost you. But it's a very good price, and this story here would be a great place to utilize the trade paperback format because you're already 31 issues out. You see what I'm saying? So it's just fantastic story. Love it. 9. I give Deadly Class a 9. But it's not my pick of the week, y'all. It's not my pick of the week. And you're going to shit when I give you my pick of the week. Okay. Exo-Man War by Valiant Comics. Okay, what is Exo-Man War? What the hell is that? How about Space Thor? All right? Put Thor in space, but instead of giving him a big-ass hammer to hit people with, You give him a suit of armor like Iron Man. They can probably do more shit than Iron Man. Casey, what would you say? Iron Man's state-of-the-art armor or Exo Manowar's armor? I'm going Exo because of all the shit it can do. I mean, it's so cool. Exo Manowar, Eric, he is a Viking. Yes, very well said. Very well said, Casey. Yes, Casey said Space Gladiators before Planet Hulk and Ragnarok were even a thing. Yes, Exo Manowar, Eric was endowed with a suit of space armor. It's like the ultimate weapon in the universe. He was a Viking warrior. The armor has kept him alive. And to get away from Earth because of a bunch of shit that happened, he went to another planet, had a wife, was very happy doing what he did. Well, war always follows Eric. And he got mixed up in this war because it was coming to his home. And then what's great about Exo Manowar is the politics. Like, it's got great action and fantastic art. Clayton Crane, dude, motherfucker can draw, guys. And I mean, I'm telling you, he can draw people's heads getting shot. He can draw swords going through their heads, arms being cut off. He draws hot chicks. I mean, he's just a fantastic artist. Spot on for this type of sci-fi war book. But Eric, he's like this, he's just a soldier, but he's trying to do the right thing. But you've got all these different factions on this planet, all these different cultures, you know, I mean, does this sound familiar or what? That are warring with one another, and he's trying to bring them all together to fight the big bad that has manipulated all of these cultures. Hey, no better stories are found in present day, put in another format. All I'm going to say. But Exo Manowar, this is the culmination of the war. Now, this story is kind of about heavy is wears the crown, right? Exo, the day before the big battle, is going and talking to all of his generals, all the people that he has been in the shit with, and even some new allies that were once enemies. Okay, and then we find out that there is a spy among Eric's generals, which kind of doesn't bode well for the battle the next day. Don't want to tell you what happens, but this is a story about Eric being in his head about what his father, who was a Viking warrior, used to tell him about being an emperor, being a warlord, being a leader. And at the very end, you kind of have an epilogue of Eric and his wife, lover, whatever she is, that he has found on this planet. And she's basically telling him, I told your ass not to go. Now your shit's really started. Like, you think it's over? Your shit's just begun. So, it's an excellent story. Exo Manowar, it is on, what is issue 8. It's on issue 8. After they rebooted the series, after he went to space, it started with number 1. Going to be on my 2017 best of list. Exo Manowar has been that good, just because it's not just an action shoot 'em up. There's human drama, there's emotion, there's politics, there's gamesmanship. It's just a really good book, man. You should really check it out, guys. All right, pick of the week time, motherfuckers. And this is what I find. This is the reason I got into comic book review podcasting. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. All right. I love comic books, right? I love podcasts. So I would listen to podcasts that dealt with comic books. This is what they said. I'm going to give you, like, every podcast I ever listened to. DC's, Marvel's, whatever. Valiant's. It doesn't make a difference. This is what they said. They reviewed all their books from their company, of course, that came out that week. All right, I had to take a drink because I'm about to go on a rant. This is their podcast. Oh my God, this is the best thing Marvel's ever done. Oh my God, DC's best book we've put out. Oh my God, this is so good. So-and-so is killing it. The art is great, blah, blah, blah. And it was all bullshit. All of it. Now, I would agree with them on some things. But I'm like, wow, that book was god-awful. And they're trying to sell it to people. Like, oh no, we're telling you this book's good, so therefore it is good. Therefore it is good. That's a Jedi mind trick for y'all that don't know that you're watching. Sorry, audio listeners, I was doing a Jedi mind trick to my Facebook chat group. But that's what they were trying to do. And I'm sitting there going, hey man, I read that book. That's bullshit. That book was terrible. It looked like a 4-year-old did the artwork on it, and the story was non-existent. What are they talking about? They're trying to push a product. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'm going to do a comic book review podcast, and I'm going to tell you what was good and what was shit. All right? Now, Conan and Wonder Woman, issue 2, gave issue 1 high marks. Issue 2 was pretty shitty. And, yeah, do I want to do that? No, I want everything to be great. And a lot of the shit that I buy is because, therefore, I wouldn't buy it if it wasn't, right? So, this is my point to my rant. I'm looking at IGN's reviews just to see. I read a comic book first, then I go read reviews. I don't read reviews first because I'm afraid I might be swayed. So IGN.com does a lot of stuff. They have a lot of money. They do a lot of video games, movies, comic book stuff, right? So they reviewed Wonder Woman number 33. Okay? Awesome, right? So I'm reading it, and Jesse, whoever this reviewer is, I've read Jesse's reviews before. Jesse does not need to be reviewing comic books because I don't think they like them very much. I don't know if it's a girl or a guy. It doesn't make any difference. Dumb is dumb and bullshit is bullshit. Jesse's reviews are bullshit. Now, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Remember what my mom said? For everybody that's been watching, remember what my mom said? Yes, that is true. That still holds true. But I mean, she gave this book a 4.9. A 4.9 out of 10 is garbage. Like, you're not buying this book at all. Okay? Wonder Woman, Times Past. This is part 3. I reviewed parts 1 and 2, which would have been issues 31 and 32. It is, if you've been reading the Batman Metal series, I'm going to get in the weeds just for a second. But for the people that watch the show constantly, they know what I'm talking about. There's a scene where Batman has baby Darkseid. How the hell did Batman get baby Darkseid? The last time we seen baby Darkseid was in the Justice League war they had with Darkseid. They killed him. He was reborn. And then his daughter, Grail, took him. And that's the last we've seen of him. And then he shows up in Metal and has baby Darkseid. What the hell? Well, this is kind of that story. Not the Batman story yet. That is yet to be told. But how baby Darkseid is growing up and what has happened. Now, how does Wonder Woman fit into this? I'm going to tell you. Wonder Woman, of course, is a god. Okay? Zeus is the father of Wonder Woman. Well, guess what Zeus liked to do? Okay, let's just think about this for a minute. You're a god. You have all these humans that you kind of oversee. They're kind of your playthings. What are you going to do every once in a while? You're going to drink some great Greek wine or bourbon, whatever they drink of theirs, gods. And you're going to get drunk and you're going to go bang the people that are your playthings. And then guess what happens? They're going to have children. So therefore, Zeus has lots of kids running around. All right? And Wonder Woman is there, okay? And we learned back in the Justice League that she has a brother. She thought this guy was messing with her, right? He wasn't. She does. Okay? Yes, Casey says Darkseid lands some Omega pipe. And you know he was too. I mean, and you know, what was she thinking to bang Darkseid? That's maybe he raped her. I don't know. It didn't sound like that's how it went down, but I would think he did. But anyway, so this is that story. So Grail, who I fucking love Grail. I've loved Grail since the Justice League War, since the Darkseid Wars. It was in Justice League. It's called the Darkseid Wars. If you haven't read that, go check that out. That is in trade paperback form. Grail is the sister of Wonder Woman. Grail is the daughter of Darkseid. He's a bad motherfucker. She's a bad motherfucker, dude. Like, she basically damn near beat the Justice League by herself. That's how bad she is. All right? So, Grail gets baby Darkseid, and Darkseid needs God energy to eat. Like, he's hungry, he's a baby, he's growing. So she goes out and starts finding all these children of Zeus on on Earth and feeding their essence to Darkseid, and he's getting bigger. He's getting bigger. So, long story short, we end up finding out that Wonder Woman's brother was none other than Hercules. We found that out last issue. Okay? This issue, last issue had no Grail, no baby Darkseid in it. This issue does, and it's basically that story. So, this has been a fantastic told story. Like, we know what's going on, we know the end game, and it's kind of like, what is Wonder Woman going to do about it? Like, Grail is pretty badass. Not saying Wonder Woman isn't, we know Diana is. But now she's got baby Darkseid on her, and he's 12 years old now, so she's gave him enough bodies that he's 12, he's not full strength, of course, but he's still Darkseid, and he's still pretty badass. So this story is that of her going around killing all these children of the gods, and even some gods themselves, to get baby Darkseid to where he is. Let's call him Baby D. Well, I'm going to call him Baby D because baby Darkseid's a fucking mouthful, and I'm out of coffee. So this is a great story. I absolutely loved it. I love this lawyer that Hercules made Wonder Woman his heir. So that's how she's found all this out. This attorney has came and told her that, hey, you have inherited the estate and everything, all the material possessions of your brother Hercules. And she's like, what the hell? So therefore, that's this story here. I love Baby D. I love it. Oh my God. At Funko Pop, you need a baby Darkseid. Sideshow, you need to make a baby Darkseid. I will buy that shit. You need to make a Grail figure too, because she's awesome. That's kind of what sold me on this book. I really wouldn't be reading it for Wonder Woman. I'm reading it for her. And let me tell you this. I butcher this guy's name. Lapunicello, Lapuncinio, I think is how you say his name. He was born to draw Wonder Woman. Fantastic artist. He draws like really muscular, lean chicks. They're not really bulky and, muscle bound. They're still attractive. He draws a great Wonder Woman, man. Draws a great Grail. I love this book. It is, IG gave it a 4.9, 9.2 on this book because it gives us more of the backstory that we've been wanting. It's starting to give Batman metal a little bit of continuity now because we're learning what baby Darkseid's doing and what's going to happen. I mean, this is some big time shit that is going to spell chaos and destruction for the DC universe, and you've got the Dark Knights running around. So a lot of shit going on. Wonder Woman was a fantastic book, number 33. Grail Against the Gods is what it was called. But guys, fantastic issue. Please check out Wonder Woman. Just go back to 31, 30, and 32. That's where this story starts. So it's going to be fantastic. I hope it is. First 3 issues have been really, really good. So, all right, guys. Dude, that's it. Okay, yes. Jason. Okay, right. Hercules, that was Hercules. Jason is Hercules' son. Is that correct, Casey? Yes, okay. Oh, there you go. That Lupinello or Lupiccinello or whatever, however you say it, she's a chick artist and she's killing it. I don't remember her on X Factor, but that's good to know. Evidently she was an artist on X Factor. I was totally unfamiliar with her until this. But yeah, this story has got some twists and turns. That's the reason I didn't say Jason's name, Casey. I didn't really want to spoil it. But I did say that she did have a brother, and that's not Hercules. But yeah, it's fantastic. Guys, the whole goal of this is to get you to the comic book shop. The Zone's having a big sale Saturday. Just walk around it. He's got a great shop. He's got a lot of cool stuff to look at. You can talk to Dan. Dan's very personable. and he'll help you find, if you don't know what you're looking for, like if none of these books sounded cool to you, he can find you something, man. So check that out. It's a big sale. If you want to get into comic books, this is a great time. And again, guys, Christmas time is coming. Con Travis at collectorzone.com, save you 15% off. And Dan at The Zone is having a huge sale. So Marcos, hey, Marcos is in the house, guys. Say hi to Marcos. Now say bye to Marcos because we're signing off. No, guys, please check out Collector Zone. Go to the Zone. Drake Black Rifle Coffee. It's a great time to be a comic book fan, guys. It really is. We got great movies coming up. Justice League, Ragnarok. Check out The Babysitter on Netflix, man. That's fantastic. But for everybody that was in the chat, thank you, guys. It's always a pleasure. But as of now, I'm going to sign off. And guys, it is crazy times out in the world right now. I know you've got all these different factions that are saying they need help and they're discriminated against or whatever. There's one race, it's the human race. Treat everybody like you would want to be treated and everything will be just fucking fine. So, one word, love each other, guys. Thanks a lot. Signing off, Blazing Defender. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace. Oh, man. What's up, you all? New Saga Pops. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Being posted today. I'll show you soon. Yeah, like Saga Pops. Like the comic book saga, or I'm not familiar with those. So we'll definitely have to check those out. Tony, yes, Dan is always cool. Thank you, Debo. Debo and Casey, thank you for correcting me. You know, I make notes, but they don't always go the way I want them to. And I try to go back from memory, and I read Wonder Woman yesterday. So that was 6 books later. So thank you guys. Debo, always thank you for being my pseudo producer. I really appreciate that. My editor, I should say. Yeah, Marcos, I told him in the chat earlier that you're usually in the chat. So if you weren't, it's because you were busy working. I know you work a lot. But I appreciate you tuning in whenever you tune in. So, but yeah, guys, go to Collector Zone. Check that shit out. I try, man. Well, Casey, what did you think about the week? I thought it was a decent week. I really liked Wonder Woman. I really liked Bloodshot. I didn't even give my reviews for it because I was going over so far. I didn't even do Mace Windu. I didn't do Black Panther. I didn't do Bloodshot. I didn't do any of those. Bloodshot was really good. Okay, yeah, thank you, Marcos. I appreciate that. Exo Manowar. Exo Manowar is always good. And The Merciless. I thought Batman the Merciless is like one of my favorite metal tie-ins. Casey, what did you think? Casey Strolls, everybody, for anybody that don't know, he's a podcaster as well. He does a show called Bad Coyote Funky. It's a bunch of nerds that like to talk about shit. Casey, you can plug your show right here if you want to. But guys, check Casey out. Casey co-hosted with me on my 50th episode. We had a lot of fun. I'm going to have Casey back on the show, but I've got to figure OBS out. If anybody has any experience with OBS, please hit me up. It's, the screen was freezing and everything, and I couldn't see the chat at all, and I really want to be able to see the chat. So that was the big thing, the big reason I haven't used OBS again. So if anybody has any input, please let me know. Yes, and that's great point, Paul. Casey is also a host on Breaking the Panel, which I think that's where I met Casey at, was doing Breaking the Panel. Oh, are you on it for good? I hear you, Paul. I hear you, man. Hey, Casey, congratulations, man. That's awesome. That's cool. So, dude, you're going to be busy. Because once I figure this OBS thing out, we can get you from freezing on the window and I can start seeing the chat, I'm gonna have you back on, man. But I really need to be able to do my Facebook show with my show. I feel like it's a big part of my show, and we can always do the audio stuff too, man. I'm all for it. Oh yeah, you know what, Debo? You're more than welcome, man. And I'm telling you, anybody that's in the chat right now, if you're not subscribed to Frederick Debo's superhero, the great superhero debate, you should be. I don't know how Debo does it. He's always on. I mean, like, I get a lot of my information on his page before I see it on IGN, before I see it on Looper. I mean, he's on top of it, man. So you really need to be subscribing to his page. A lot of the shit I steal from Blazing Defender Report comes right from his page. It's fantastic. So yeah, man, no problem. I'm gonna get you more people too. Oh, yeah, man. Wade. Oh, and Sani. Oh, dude. Yeah, $6.95 is going to be... I might just do the whole show on Cap 695. I'm so excited for that. I really want that to be good, man. The thing about Wade is, like, his runs are great, but sometimes his first issues aren't so great. So, and nothing's ever bad. Don't get me wrong, but like, I really want this issue to have a lot of stuff in it. You know what I mean? Like a Legacy or a Rebirth Zero. I want it to be on that level of goodness. But Casey, did you ever tell me what you thought about Batman the Merciless? Because I know you read the metal stuff. I was really curious of what you thought about it, because I really dug it. Like, I read it twice, and the first time, I was like, man, I feel like that was pretty good. And for some reason, I felt like I needed to go back and read it again. And then I did. And I was like, man, it just hit me a lot different the second time around. So I thought that was really, really good stuff on Batman the Merciless. I'm digging these metal tie-ins, man. I thought this would suffer from metal fatigue, actually. Like, how many origin stories can you tell, man, and still have good ones, right? And I thought they did it again, man. I thought that was pretty good. I'm watching. I'm getting this. Yeah, Dawnbreaker was good. I know I didn't agree with you on some of the stuff on Dawnbreaker. I just didn't like the whole Green Lantern aspect. Like, I think if it had been something else, I think it had made more sense to me. But like we reviewed that on the 50th episode. But that's, hey, like I said, man, anybody can like whatever they want. Like, I thought the chick that Jessie girl from IGN that reviewed this Wonder Woman and gave it a 4.9. I wanted to like kick them in the nuts, or maybe she don't have nuts, maybe it's a girl, I don't know. I'll kick her in the vagina. But yeah, I was like really pissed off because I thought this was a fantastic. Like, I'm getting excited for Wonder Woman now. Like. And that artist, man, I mean, come on, dude, a 4.9, get it the fuck out of here. Did you read Wonder Woman 33, Casey? Did anybody read Wonder Woman 33? Cunt punt. Dennis. I gotta remember that, man. That's fucking awesome. Cunt punt. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, I missed it. Oh. What? It makes her less special because of Grail? I don't understand. Like, Dude, Grail's bad at, like, I'll be honest, I'm not reading it for Wonder Woman. Maybe that's why they don't like it. But Wonder Woman is still a star of the book, and she's going to be the hero at the end of this, and she will have overcome young Darkseid or Baby D and Grail. So I mean, they're putting up there in high category, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand that. I can't believe they don't care for the arc. That's crazy to me. And yes, Carl, we're not talking about shirtless bears anymore, so we don't need you. We really don't need you. I like your story, Lost Pawn. Really? So you don't want him to be you don't want him to be Darkseid anymore? I'm not sure I understand. Dude, I mean, I love this Wonder Woman series. I think it's fantastic. I'm still watching. I'm just trying to. Oh yeah, and I think they will. I mean, so you don't think? No, I don't want. Yeah, in the brains. You don't think that the whole Jason is a curveball? I think it's a curveball because in this issue, Jason, because Darkseid has a plan for Jason, and we find out that Darkseid actually has done something with Jason before Wonder Woman met him. Last issue. You know, this issue takes place before the last issue. Does that make any sense? So I think the curveball is going to be Jason. Like, I think Jason's going to be, I don't know, bad. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Robinson, other than Dennis Robinson, who's a fantastic author, by the way, this Robinson I'm not really familiar with. But I've liked this. I've liked this so far. I think it's been really good. Have I said that? Have I said I liked Wonder Woman? I wish the Conan Wonder Woman was as good. Like, I really wanted that to be good. Like, that had such promise. That had I mean, that had a lot of promise. You know? Yeah, sure. Oh, absolutely. And I totally agree with you. Like, this Conan Wonder Woman arc may still be good. This last issue sucked. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? The first issue was so golden, and now this one's so bad. But yeah, I agree. We're gonna have to give it. Well, definitely have to give the whole run. I just did it issue by issue. No, I did not. I didn't read that. It was good. So the Conan Red Sonja from earlier this year. Who wrote it? I'll write it down. Conan Red Sonja. Now, it was cool in this. He did, like, when they're fighting and she, like, knocks Conan on his ass, he gets up and says, you remind me of a redhead that's just as stubborn as you are. So, I thought that was pretty cool. Like, a pretty good nod to Red Sonja. But, all right, guys. Well, I'm signing off. I'm hungry. I know my wife's waiting on me to eat. And she had a small procedure this morning, so I think our appetites probably came back by now. But, guys. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that does look awesome. Yes. I'm definitely checking that out, man. Yeah. I mean, Simone's great, you know? Dennis, thank you, sir. Thank you guys for watching. Check out Botched. And, hey, guys, next week, big week, we have Ragnarok going on. Justice League's on the cusp. So, a lot of good stuff coming, man. So, stay right here, tune in, and I'll give you that 250 pounds of enthusiasm you want, Casey. Guys, peace. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween.